Hello dear students, this is Neha Sharma. Today in this video we are going to do part number 2 of A Letter to God, which is written by G.L. Finitis. In the previous video we have discussed that what happened to Lencho's farm and how his farm or his crop of maize got destroyed, right? So we have covered till page number 5, I think so. Still we are on page number 5, and oral comprehension check also, the question answers also we have discussed. I hope you have done in your notebooks. Today in this part of video we will start once again with page number 5, and it is going to be part number 2 after the oral comprehension check 1. So we have to study here. Please open your books on page number 5. Keep a pencil in your hand so that you can write down the meanings of the difficult words. But in the hearts of all lived in the solitary house in the middle of valley, there was a single hope held from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. So here, dear students, this word solitary means lonely, right, which is existing alone. So that is called solitary. So what the paragraph says, that even after everything had gone southwards, means gone wrong, right, the family still had hope in their hearts of hearts. They had faith in the Almighty even after nothing was left in their fields. They gave each other support and recalled the saying which assures that no one ever dies of starvation, right? That's why they said that God will see this, that remember, no one dies of hunger. Next we have to see, don't be so upset. This we have covered. That's why they say no one dies of hunger. All through, we have to study from here. We have to start from here now. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at the daybreak, he began to write a letter, which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So, dear students, please note down the meanings. Conscience first, that is given here too. Conscience means an inner sense of right or wrong, right? And the second phrase is given, ox. It is ox of a man. What is it? Ox of a man. So this ox of a man is a person who is very hard working. And daybreak means what? Daybreak, the time in the morning when the first light, first daylight appears. So that is called daybreak, right? This one, daybreak. Now in this paragraph, Lencho spent his entire night thinking of only one option he had left with, and that was what? That was to seek the help of the God, who he had been informed has its eyes and ears everywhere, right? And he thought of writing a letter to God, conveying his whatever the problem was, whatever the grievances, you may say, right? You may say here that whatever the grievances he had, he wanted to convey that to God. And despite spending all these years working at the farm, he still knew how to write. Although he was very hard working man, and one could say he is a farmer, he would not know about that writing, how to write and all that, but after that also he knew that how to write. So he started writing on Sunday morning and thought of mailing it himself by going to the town through the post office, right? Now, in the next paragraph, let's see. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year, and I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mail box. So, what does he say here? What he did here? Let's see that. What happened? So, first you just note down some of the meanings. Like he has written here that he wanted some 100 pesos. So, this is actually the as I've told you in the introduction, this is a Mexican story. So this pesos is a Mexican currency actually, right? So this is what pesos. And next is, I think, hailstorm. You know what is the what is hailstorm? When the balls of hail or the snow comes down on the earth, so that is called hailstorm, right? So let's see what is there in this passage. So in his he just started to write down the letter, and in his letter he communicated his poverty stricken situation and mentioned that he needed 100 pesos to regenerate the crops along with surviving until they are ready to harvest, right? So this he wrote in that passage. And on the envelope he wrote, when we used to write down the address at the envelope, so because he did not know what is the actual address, what is the street number, what is the house number, that he didn't know actually. So he just wrote only what? The God, to God. And then at the post office he placed the stamp on the letter and dropped it in the mail box. So this is till here. Now the next paragraph is, one of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable, please turn on the next page, page number 7, page number 6, fellow also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and, tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." And starting up a correspondence with God. Now what happened in this paragraph? Let's see. Now here in this paragraph we will see about the postman and the postmaster. So one of the employees of the postman, he said that was a amiable, one word is there given, and it is given in a book too. This word amiable means who is very friendly and very pleasant, right? And one more word you have to note down here, that is what? That is correspondence. It is what? Correspondence. So this correspondence is whom? Communication by exchanging letter with someone. So this he wanted to do, right? So this is correspondence here, it means. So what happened here in the paragraph, when he posted the letter, and one of the employees who was a postman, he got that. So he noticed that Lencho's letter and showed that letter to the postmaster, and they both felt very amused. But the postmaster, who was a fat and friendly man, that is called amiable, he was actually immediately developed a sense of seriousness. First they laughed, both postman and the postmaster, but after that he developed a sense of seriousness, and he was astounded at the amount of faith Lencho had in the God, and wished he had the same, right? That I wish I had the faith for the man who wrote this letter. So, in order to shake in the writer's faith in God, in order not to, sorry, next paragraph is, so in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So first we will see the paragraph till here, charity. So in order to shake the writer's faith. So here, dear students, if you will note down the words, that is, one is goodwill. Okay, so that goodwill is what? A friendly or a helping attitude, right? That is called goodwill. And one more word is there, that is resolution, right? So that resolution means what? Resolution means what? Resolution is a firm decision to do something for someone. And here is what? Obliged also. So this obliged, obliged means grateful. It's GRATEFUL. Okay, grateful. So here in this paragraph we have seen that with the good intentions, the postmaster, who was an amiable creature, with the good intention, he read that letter and thought of replying to it, so that there could be no shake of the writer's faith in God, right? Or what you can say, that when he opened the letter with the good intention, the postmaster read the letter and thought of replying it to it, so as to keep the writer's belief intact. You may say this also, but the writer expected the reply in a different way when he opened the letter. So he found that he wanted something that could not be fulfilled with paper and pen and the morals. But the farmer had a demand for 100 pesos in that letter, right? So what he did there, the postmaster, along with his colleagues and a few friends who were more than willing to donate for a good cause, they collected a pool of money to help Lancho, right? For an act of charity, means for the donation purpose. Now when we will see the next paragraph, it was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put that money in the envelope addressed to Lancho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature: God. So here what happened? Here what happened, that despite his best efforts, right, the postmaster, he asked his friend to give some of the charity. So despite of his best efforts, right, he was only able to collect an amount of not more than half of what was required. That was what? It was almost 70 pesos. So he then addressed it to Lancho along with the letter, which was undersigned by the God. So this much was the help done by the postmaster of the this person whose name was Lancho, right? Now if we'll talk about the oral comprehension check of this page number 6, I hope so this is. So who or what did Lancho have faith in? So what you will say, who or what did Lancho have faith in? So the answer you will say, surely it was what? It was God, right? So what you will write down, Lancho had faith in God. Lencho had faith in God, right? So this you will write down. What did he do, right? And how you could come to know, you came to know that he had a faith in God, right? So this, what you will do here, that Lencho had a faith. Lencho had a faith in God, and he believed that God sees everything, and even what is deep in one's conscience, and help everyone in one's problem. So that was the faith of him, right? This we have studied also. And he wrote a letter. What did he do? So what you will write down for this answer, that what he will do. So he wrote a letter to God, demanding him 100 passes to sow the field again, right? So this you have to write down in answer. Please listen carefully once again from the starting. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? So you will write down, Lencho had faith in God, and he believed that God sees everything, even with what is deep inside in one's conscience, and help everyone in one's problem, right? So now he wrote a letter to God demanding him 100 passes to sow his field again, right? So this was the answer. We'll talk about question number 2 of this comprehension. Who read the letter? So what you will write down here, the postmaster read the letter. And whom letter was that? That was the letter of Lencho. And for whom it was? It was for God, right? Next is question number 3. We have to discuss question number 3. What did the postmaster do then? What did the postmaster do then? Means after reading the letter, what did he do? So what we have read, that the postmaster laughed first when he read Lencho's letter, but soon he became serious and was moved by writer's faith in God. And he didn't want to shake Lencho's faith, so he decided to collect money and send into Lencho on behalf of God. So this we have to write down here. So listen once again and write down the answer on a notebook. The postmaster laughed when he read Lencho's letter, but soon he became serious and was moved by the writer's faith in God. Full stop you will attach here, and then you will write down, he didn't want to shake Lencho's faith, so he decided to collect money and send it to Lencho on behalf of God. So that's all for today. We will meet in the next video with the next part of the chapter, A Letter to God, and we will see that what was the reaction of Lencho when he got only 70 pesos. Instead, he demanded for 100 pesos. Read the chapter once again and write down the word meanings also, and write down the question answers also. Thank you very much for today. Stay safe, stay healthy.